was enslaved by the Arabs before the Europeans. So that's a long time of slavery. And there's information out now. It says that the reason why black people carry on the way they do now because they haven't been rehabilitated. Huh? They haven't been rehabilitated. They've come out of it with the slave mentality, and there's been no rehabilitation. So if somebody's been violent for all their life, and they let out, they're going to carry on being violent and aggressive, and take it out on their children. Huh? This is why a lot of black people beat their children, because they're still under that slave mentality. You understand me? They haven't come out of it. That's why they're still hard on their children, because they have not had no rehabilitation. It's just like somebody being raped and they've had no rehabilitation to get well. So when you see them conducting themselves now, don't blame them for how they carry on, because they have never, ever been rehabilitated to come right. And when you look at the Bermuda Triangle, people look at it to say, well, aeroplanes go missing, ships go missing, but the true story is that's where the 20 million black people in the water. Because it was a thing to say, you disappear, not to be seen again. So when they used to pack the boats on the sea, and used to come to the Bermuda Triangle, the current would change. So it would make the boat heavier. So in order to survive, they would have to get rid of excess weight. That's why they call it the Bermuda Triangle. You understand me?
Yeah.
So babies and everything, when 20 million people on record was cast into that Bermuda Triangle. You understand me? So when you look at the history, there's been no rehabilitation about that. Carry on, sir.
If you're looking for rehabilitation, it would take 4 generations. So if you started today, you would see proper rehabilitation in 80 years. 4 generations from you will be cleared of this if you addressed it properly.
Of course, if it was addressed
If it started today.
And this is the last thing I'm going to go in the dark side before going to the light side. The word good morning, did you know the word good morning came from slavery? You understand me? You know, because when they used to kill the slaves, they used to tell the wives to have a good morning. And this is where it originated from. But anyway, that's the dark side. When you look at the light side, before slavery, we used to live with the Asian people, we used to trade, we used to do many dealings with the Asian. That's why we're so alike. You understand? We used to do so much things together. When you talk about the electric, making electric, and there's so much fantastic black people, Marcus Garvey, Mandela, so many, you know, Paul Bogle, so many. You understand me? That inspired people to understand their culture. Because when I went to school, it was never taught. It wasn't until I left school and I had to do my own research. I learned about the Romans, the Vikings, the Normans, the Saxons, you name it. We learned about, I can tell you all about that. But they didn't tell me my history, so I felt something was missing. So I started to study my history. You know? And by studying my history, it made me start a collection here. This is just a few pieces I've brought today. My house is like a museum, you understand me? It's like a museum, right? My house has also been on BBC. The BBC has come and filmed my home. It's been on TV, you know what I'm saying? I've had exhibitions in Herbert Art Gallery. You know what I'm saying? I've had exhibitions at the Fishbone Gallery, you know, just to promote the history, you know, of black people, to show you that, you know, we are creators. We like to create, you know, we like to invent, we like to be joyful, we like to share. You know, this is our DNA. Our DNA is of love, sharing, kindness, honesty. You know what I mean? And more love for the world. We share love. That's why when you see Notting Hill Carnival, you see every nation comes. We don't say no. Huh? When we open our doors to the world. Huh? Because we know that we are all one. You understand me? And today, you know, what black people has done for this country, huh? And if you look at reggae music, it's spread all over the world. Huh? And reggae music is also speaks about social issues. Huh? It's always connected to social issues. It's always connected to people. You know? And this is what Black History teaches. Huh? So even though I mix with many nations, because I like to mix with all nations, because we all are one, as Sister Carol says. Huh? It is good to learn where you're coming from, so you can educate the child, you know what I'm saying? And tell them where they're coming from, and tell them how great their ancestors were. Huh? You know what I mean? When you look at Egypt, the first library on the planet came from Egypt. You know what I'm saying? That's why Alexander the Great took it. You understand me? Because it was the greatest library on the planet. It was the greatest learning on the planet. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the history, and we share that with the world, and even the Asian people, they're very spiritual, very knowledgeable. That's why we communicated with the Asians. They used to bring herbs and spices to Africa, and we used to trade. You know what I'm saying? So we've always been connected. You know what I'm saying? I could go on and I could go on. But you know, Black history, to me, it makes me so proud because I could talk about it on and on and on. And how many inventions like the red, gold, and green traffic light you see today was invented by Black people. The ironing board was invented by Black people. The first heart transplant was done by Black people. When you look at Egypt, when they used to take the organs out of the body, that was Black people doing that long time ago. So we was the first ones to even do surgery like that, at that level. And there's so many things that we like to share with the world, you know what I'm saying? But before I finish, I respect every culture. Because every culture has gone through its hard times. Every culture could talk about hard times that they've been through. About the war in India, I know all about that, you know what I mean, the separation and what went on there, you know, because I studied that, you know, and how they're bringing the war to divide the war from India, Pakistan, and we know everything about that, you know. So I hope this information has been uplifting to you, to know that, you know, out of the crop shall rise a rose, and that is us today. You understand me? That is us today. I'm a DJ today. I'm on the radio today. I'm on the radio